The family lives together every day. But he never spoke and he took everything cleanly. Only bare feet can enter the door, and without taking a step, all must be sprinkled with washed sand on the ground. They use economical means to try their best to. I let myself make any sound, but there is always that dragon-holding person who likes to cause chaos. The unsuspecting son took out the toy and I can't help but start playing with it now. The whole family was immediately shaken with fear. Away Xiaoshuan puts down the familiar boss. Share the youngest son as quickly as possible. This is a world where death occurs. So people want to survive. That is, don't be born. Otherwise, we will be destroyed by the huge epidemic monster. In a new store in the city. At this time, there is a place where MO exists. The airport in Jingbian is quiet. It is well known that cats that like to be respectful but not active can make sounds. Sometimes it's so kind. And this is also the biggest difference between the third part of Forbidden Land and the first two parts. Musicians in the world of birth and death. When danger comes, you can learn how to hide to survive. The story of someone who just lost his youngest son. But it will be available soon. No woman will give birth to a child. Hold back and not make a sound. It's the challenge of a dramatic shipwreck. To protect the safety of your family. Historically, I have no choice but to stay underground when Daduzi comes. And his husband and boss. Then fold your hands outside and use all means to interfere with the monster. At this time, they were like cats fighting against the Communist Party in the dark. There are more solutions than monsters. The killing incident was hindered. He didn't even notice Ding Zi, who was guarding Lu at his feet. The authorities were so selfish and shameless. But for the sake of Du Zili's child, there are also husbands and bosses who have their hands outside. Even if the pain in your feet comes, he also kept his lips tightly closed and did not dare to make any sound. Then Xian Niheng directly pulled out the foot. In fact, it was the loud sound of breaking glass just now. Still attracted the monster here. This is the forbidden cat in the ice forest and the monster with a red rabbit. The final game is about killing soldiers and helping each other learn from each other. Control yourself not to make any noise. Li Sha is now carrying a big belly. The child in the belly is already broken and ready to be born. So Li Sha could only endure the actual pain. One Yuan exerts himself to give birth to a child, and the other Yuan exerts his strength to control his mouth. And that terrifying monster. At this time I was walking back and forth at the door to exclude Chinese people. Kill immediately to avoid making any noise. Will be instantly killed by monsters. Because there are countless people being frightened by these terrifying monsters. A course through cat's hidden prison. The impact of sound on the end of humanity is revealed. Race to be won when the monster moves. And don't sound like a cat that stimulates the monster's economy. To survive in this world. Join your cat in a world where he suddenly dies if it happens. How will it survive? The Radical series of films pioneered the genre of horror films. Breaking the third dimension between the audience and the movie. It allows the audience to feel the huge shock of silence. Can also make the audience feel the despair of Shangling Qijing. The official effect of the first two waves of metal continues nearby. It also adds a more banging and shouting continuation environment. Play to let you uncover the mystery of these monsters. In this ambiguous state of mind, the only way humans can survive